Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, all between. Jason, my brother, how you doing? Jason, I just called you Jason. I'm sorry, Brian. Holy shit. Well, you're both got your head shaved. You both have beardlies, so
All right. Well, Brian's doing pretty
apologies.
good. Another week. Looking forward to talking to my friend Frank over here about some podcasting.
Absolutely. And we can always thank Ralph as usual. No, I can't believe I did that. Unbelievably fun. Okay, so we're wrapping up the Star Wars the Skywalker saga, which I can't stand that name. But the first 9 Star Wars films, the last of the trilogy of trilogies. And I've only watched this movie once before. How many times have you seen it?
This is like my third.
All right.
This would have been my third watching of it. Yeah.
Gotcha. So there's still things, but we'll get to it.
We will
shortly here. So here we go.
The dead speak. The galaxy has heard a mysterious broadcast, a threat of revenge in the sinister voice of the late Emperor Palpatine. General Leia Organa dispatches secret agents to gather intelligence, while Rey, the last hope of the Jedi, trains for battle against the diabolical First Order. Meanwhile, Supreme Leader Kylo Ren rages in search of the Phantom Emperor, determined to destroy any threat to his power.
Okay. I hated The Crawl. Obviously written by someone totally, without an education.
Didn't love The Crawl.
It was it's totally different than any,
it is different than all of them. You're right.
And 8 were, like 8 got a little bit more away, but this one got totally like it was an afterthought.
Oh crap! We need to do this.
Crawl. I'll wait to do that. Last thing. But yeah, The Rise of Skywalker, also known as Episode 9, 2019 American space opera film, produced, co-written, and directed by J.J. Abrams, produced by Lucasfilm, an Abrams production company, Bad Robot Productions, distributed by Walt Disney. Blah blah blah. Cast includes Carrie Fisher, Mark Hamill, Adam Driver, Daisy Ridley, John Boyega, Oscar Isaac, Anthony Daniels, Naomi Ackie, Domhnall Gleeson, Richard E. Grant, Lupita Nyong'o, Kerry Russell, Jonas Amato, Kelly Marie Tran, Ian McDermott, and Billy D. Williams. It was nice to see Billy D. back.
It was very nice to see Billy D.
Talia said hello. Set 1 year after The Last Jedi, The Rise of Skywalker follows Rey, Finn, and Poe Dameron as they lead the Resistance final stand against Supreme Leader Kylo Ren and the First Order, who are aided by the return of the Galactic Emperor Palpatine. All right. I'm not a fan of this movie.
Okay.
Like I watched it, like I gave it serious,
consideration.
It's not a Star Wars movie. It was okay. I don't like Lord of the Rings.
Okay.
He wrote this after watching the Lord of the Rings like 6 times in a row. Because there's a lot of repetitive nonsense.
Yeah, you can see that.
Like back and forth that it's not serving any story purpose. It's just for the sake of being back and forth.
Yeah, a lot of like flashback stuff.
It's a lot of spacewalking, or a lot of skywalking, I should say, going on here.
Yeah, I agree.
But so we see Supreme Leader Kylo Ren, a massive planet revealing TIE fighter. So instead of the ship, you had the planet.
The opening was not my favorite.
Yeah. Like if you want to rip off that first shot of every star, that's totally acceptable because that's a Star Wars-ism,
thing. Yeah.
Kylo Ren is massacring a whole village just so he can grab a holocron. I think that's what those are called, right? A holocron.
A whole crux.
What's that?
No, it's a Harry Potter joke. A whole crux.
Gotcha. That's okay. We can geek out here on a geek show for geeks. Lands on, and I love Harry Potter movies.
I
really think they're really good. Lands on another planet. He goes down on a platform, and then he hears Palpatine's voice.
Every voice in your head. Yeah.
See, he didn't die because he fell. Well, did he die, or he's just fucked up because he's not in a cloning tank?
Yeah, he is most certainly fucked up though. We find that out.
Yeah. Then you see clans of Snoke are seen.
Mm-hmm.
Palpatine is already hooked up to some Frankenstein device. He mentions he's died before.
Kill the girl and the Jedi.
And, that flashes back to the first movie, the girl. And then the second movie, the girl.
A lot of flashback stuff in this.
Yeah. And
not that it's bad. I just think that stuff's cheap.
It all looks great. You know what I mean?
Visually looks great.
Visually, it's great. Everything. I liked Rey's outfit in this movie is very Luke Skywalker.
Mm-hmm. Very.
To me. And I like that kind of deal. Okay, so kill the girl and the Jedi. And then says, but beware, she is not who you think she is. And Palpatine just smiles. Chewie and Poe and Finn are playing holo chess.
That was fun.
I always loved the holo chess thing.
That was fun.
And
super fun.
I'm really surprised that they never did a holo chess like cartoon. Like a cartoon based on that mythology.
Surprised they didn't try to make the game.
Or yeah. Right, exactly.
That's an easy sell for, name the thousands of dollars you want for it. I'm shocked that they didn't actually make a game.
Right. Well, it's not over yet.
Yeah, true.
I'm sure it's coming.
It's in the works.
Yeah, R2D2, and they're going to sell hologram phones as soon as they fucking possibly can.
You're right.
And I don't know why they're not selling holocron Bluetooth speakers. You're welcome. Please send me a check. Thank you. R2D2 is mid-download when 20 TIE fighters show up. The one thing they did get in this movie, they made the TIE fighters seem more menacing in group.
Very much.
Because we always saw them, up against a star field, 3 at a time, others in the background, but you never saw
fleety. Fleety is the word that I would kind of use. That's what I felt like.
Yeah, and then we're almost there. Of course, they got to use that. And how do we thank you? Win the war. Very World War II. Fucking another Millennium Falcon chase by the TIE fighters in tight spaces. That seems to be the Millennium Falcon's thing. And if you notice in the last couple of movies, the spaceships have gotten a lot more. They take the corners better. Let's say that they're
yes, I agree.
The laws of physics
a little bit.
Yeah, but it's from another galaxy, so what do we know? But I always enjoy the, the audience loves when the Millennium Falcon's getting chased. It's just a thing.
As we've talked about before, it's easy money with the Falcon and the old crew.
Oh, for sure.
All of it's easy money.
Yeah. And then Poe turns to Chewie and asks, "How big do you think that ice hole is?"
Yeah.
And they pulled it right out of their ice hole, and the Millennium Falcon speeds up. Then light speed skipping is introduced.
That was kind of cool.
That's like the most stupidest thing ever.
I mean,
don't know.
It doesn't.
Obviously, you're most likely gonna die if you're.
Well, that's the thing. It's a cool concept. It clearly doesn't make any
rational sense.
Like laws of physics sense. Right. As far as cool, we're gonna show up here. Like you should eventually.
Space, the chance of you hitting anything in space is next to nothing. But when you're within,
right? Yeah, you should have ended up in some planet's core.
Right. Those dirty cores. And then Chewie mentions Rey. That's kind of, and it's weird. One thing that I do really like about the sequel trilogy, this is the sequel trilogy, right? Is they elevated Chewie's character.
Yeah, made him a little bit more important. It feels like. Is that what you mean?
They acknowledged how important he was. Put it.
Yeah, fair.
Because Chewie, I mean, that's everyone's dog. I mean, everyone loves Chewbacca, and everyone roots for him. Like, him and C-3PO are the heart of Star Wars.
3PO drives me nuts, but yes.
Oh, I'm getting to that. I'm getting to that, and my theory.
Okay, well, you've been talking about this for 8 podcasts in a row, so yeah.
Okay, then all of a sudden Leia's there.
Yeah, herky-jerky.
Like, I understand Carrie Fisher passed away. They shot certain stuff. They didn't shoot certain things, and they had to work with what they had. But maybe that's part of the chunkiness of this movie. It's very chunky.
Yeah, that's fair. It's all over the place.
Yeah.
The movie itself did not, to me, have a very good flow. It's almost like they filmed at 3 different places at the same time. They're like, all right, we're going to throw this all together. Here's where this goes. That's kind of what it felt like as far as this movie goes.
And towards the end, it was just a completely different film for about 15 minutes. And then it went back to the film that we were watching.
Correct.
I didn't get that. Anyway, but okay, so Leia's there, hands Rey the lightsaber, and the lightsaber training starts. And then Rey wins the training session with a stick. So you have a throwback to Yoda, Obi-Wan, Luke, Leia, and just the thing with the stick. Now, does that mean she's not a Jedi? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean that's a fair point.
Could she be like a Force wielding
a variant of the Force?
Yeah, because like we have the witches and clones and stuff, and
yeah, could be a variant of some capacity.
Channel the Force or whatever, but yeah. So she destroys a training orb. Leia and Rey have a conversation after Rey has shared a vision with Kylo. That weird. It got better visually in this one than in the last movie.
That's fair.
Okay, we're used to it, and now we know that he can't see the room that she's in, but she can always see where he's at.
Okay, after we got our beefcake Kylo, yes.
Yeah, beefcake Kylo Ren.
We need Casey Kasem saying that. That's exactly what we need.
Here we go at number 1. We've got beefy Kylo Ren in the First Order.
Yeah. So then, so Falcon and Poe land, and of course it's on fire, dude. The Millennium Falcon is a huge character in Star Wars itself. Like that thing's had its ass kicked more than any other character.
Yeah, Anakin's close.
True.
Close.
Right. Rey and Poe have you're difficult. No, you're difficult. An argument come out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Like they tried to advance character development through my toy. No, my toy. But
yeah, that was odd.
It's like, oh, we're gonna have to have a weird romantic element, even though we're trying to hook up Finn and Poe. You know what I mean? But and whatever, but it just seemed that scene seemed out of place.
I agree.
Rey gets chastised for training. You should be out here. Shut up, Poe. You were demoted last time I heard.
Yeah.
But Palpatine has returned. And they're building the fleet called the Final Order. which is on the outside. How the hell how did they get all this stuff? Who built it? Where'd they get
That's another question that I had. Yeah.
No one knew that all these people were building this thing.
Right.
And then it like had a weird culty vibe with Palpatine.
Yeah. I don't understand. I never like that's like the only one that was really explained, which is the beginning, was the Clone Wars part that was explained, right? Like we got an idea of when they were ordered and things like that. But like this one, we had no idea what was happening. Just all of a sudden, he's got a whole fleet full of ships. It's like, okay, well, that seems like it's
apparently he's been building or force making people build since he fell out of the thing when Luke was kicking his ass.
I mean, okay, so the 30 years ish, roughly. Yeah. Is that the amount of time that passed technically?
Yeah. Okay, and then of course, Hexagal is hidden from the star charts, and
that was fun. I didn't hate that. I thought that was fun.
Dude, the girl, Hexagal. Hey, don't Hexagal.
Yeah, I mean, okay. The find was fun. The find was fun. I enjoyed that part of it.
It's always with maps and hidden planet, you know.
Yeah,
you never believe what your government tells you because they're hiding planets.
I hope they're hiding planets from us, Vince.
Oh, totally. Well, in Star Wars universe, they are clearly
true. I'm talking about the real one too. I hope.
Oh yeah. Well, you know, Nibiru or Planet X, where'd that go? I think it's the meteor field. But anyway, the crew gathers to go together. Leia says, "Tell me when you get back." She wanted to tell her, "I have something to tell you." Tell me when you get back. To Rey, and handing her again another fucking lightsaber. Like, you know, this is example one. Why twice?
Yeah.
You didn't have to hand the lightsaber over to her. She was already in training. She has the lightsaber.
Right. Well, this one was hers.
Well, was it or no? Not yet. We haven't gotten to the other lightsaber.
Oh, you're right. My bad.
Yeah. So everyone
I jumped.
Everyone's trying to give Rey the old saber. Monkey welds in a helmet, and okay. So it reveals the monkey welding Kylo Ren's helmet, and that's called katsugi.
Okay.
What they do, and in Japan, katsugi is like pottery will break, and they'll rebuild it and fill the cracks with gold, and it'll become stronger. Anyway, because I'm writing a book called The Katsugi Heart. But like, did you know originally Yoda was supposed to be a chimpanzee dressed up? So they tried that.
They didn't do that.
Well, they did. They tried it first, and it didn't work.
Yeah, I can't imagine why.
Then, remember in the old version when you saw Palpatine and his eyes were all, those were chimpanzee eyes put on his face.
Interesting.
So they're hiding it, and then he also has the Yoda ears, so it's a nod to those two inside Star Wars.
That's cool.
Geek things that probably 4 people in the world know.
Yeah, I like that.
But okay, final order. The crew gathers. Okay. Rey, never be afraid of who you are. I love Carrie Fisher, man, but you could tell she was in rough shape.
Yeah.
Drinking or drugging or something. And we all love our princess, don't get me wrong. And I'm not laughing at her. I'm laughing with her that she had to this is the furthest thing in her mind that she thought she'd be doing.
Right.
You know what I mean? And she was kind of contractually obligated. Okay, so yeah. Oh, uneasy about appearance and Oh, Kylo Ren goes, "What, are you uneasy about my appearance?"
That
It's
was
like, about the mask? No, about my sparkling glove. Like, I mean, you know,
yeah, that was a weird scene.
I don't like it.
Yeah, I did not enjoy
And that was like,
those
are they
parts.
trying to like give away, like that's like a fan line, acknowledging that the fans hate the mask, and it even looks stupider that they put it back together.
I agree.
Because well, there was so much red in the last movie, we have to put red on something. Okay. Anyway, back on the desert planet, C-3PO looks behind him. And the festivals of the ancestors, which happens every 42 years.
That was kind of fun. I enjoyed that.
Yeah. Well, Star Wars always does celebration well.
Yeah. I mean, it's at the end of every movie, seemingly, but yes.
Yeah. I mean, they always do the upbeat parts really well, too.
I agree.
And what's your name? I'm just Ray.
I like that. Kind of.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we'll get
You
to that.
can call
later.
me Ray, or you can call me Jay. That's a. She then walks into a vision with Kylo, and they talk about each other's pain, and he snatches her necklace. That was a cool shot.
It was cool. I mean, obviously, gave her away a bit, but yes, it was very cool.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not the biggest fan of J.J. Abrams or Jar Jar Abrams. You know what I mean? He's done a lot of stuff I like, and he's done a lot of stuff I'm not particularly fond of, but found entertaining nonetheless.
That's not to bash on it. That's kind of how I feel about JJ's Star Trek movie. Entertaining.
Right.
Do I love all of it? There's some things that I didn't love, but yes, there's a lot of things. It's like, all right, well, I was entertained.
Yeah, he knows
That's
what
the whole
he's
point.
doing.
Right.
He may not know script or story wise what's going on, but everything always looks well.
Yeah.
And he gets better. The actors, I think, are better under him than they were with Rian Johnson personally. But
I agree.
And then Lando shows up. I got a bad feeling about this.
Yes, our sweet Billy D.
Uh-huh. And then let's see. Oh, and then of course there's got to be a speeder chase of some kind.
Yeah, that was all right though. Like it was a little bit different, but it was still obviously the same. But I'm good with how that little scene worked. I thought the whole part was fun-ish to an
Yeah,
extent.
and this one had like more of a naval aspect to it. It was more boat-like, like a boat than a motorcycle or a car, like a land speeder and a speeder bike.
Yeah, it felt like what's the name of those movies with Mad Max? Mad Max-ish.
Yeah. Okay, so then they Chewie and Rey get into a speeder chase as Poe and C-3PO also flee stormtroopers. And who thought that? When the fuck did they started to fly? Like the stormtroopers.
That was weird.
That's a Mando thing, Mandalorian kind of.
Yeah, I mean, I had forgot about that actually, totally, completely. And
yeah, so did I.
And he's yelling like, "When did they learn how to fly?" Like, yeah, they did. They figured it out. Good for them.
Then a blast knocks the gang into quicksand, which is a really good shot of everyone getting tossed up. And then, of course, they go into, space quicksand. And they fall into an underground tunnel, and the floor's clean.
I guess I didn't think about that.
Well, yeah, the tunnel would have filled up pretty quickly. What is it like? I don't. But they find the dagger almost right away. Oh, look at whoop.
Is the snake healing before or after that? It's right there, but when she messes with the snake, is that before?
That is. Let's see. This should be.
No, that's it. That's right then. When she's got her hands in the snake, and
yeah,
it's another Harry Potter reference.
Well, also it's the lion and the thorn.
Okay.
Take the thorn out of the lion's paw, and it'll be
Yeah, it was just I mean, that was I don't know. It was a
Yeah,
weird scene
that
to me.
was too. It was too quick, and they have to have a big, Space Johnson in every Star Wars.
True.
C-3PO says his programming won't let him read the Sith language. He's programmed not to read it. I wonder why, Brian.
Well, why, Vince? Let's get this out there. Let's get through it.
I believe C-3PO and R2-D2 are like the prime good and evil, and maybe C-3PO was part of the Sith organization because he was found in pieces and Anakin rebuilt him.
But I thought Anakin built him from scratch.
No.
Okay.
No, because there's other droids just like he was a protocol droid and even had the model number. The protocol, so he was junked. So it could have been from a battle. It could have been from
on purpose. Yeah.
Yeah. And, boom, you saw that his memory's been wiped later on.
Yeah.
So, and then his eyes turned and he knew the language. So it's not like he didn't know it.
Yeah, that's fair.
Because that wasn't part of his programming was blocking him
from accessing it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's an interesting thought. I mean, clearly the character is
a prison within, the cortex of his mind. But I still think those droids are way more important than anyone realizes, even though they're important.
Well, the good news is they'll probably never go anywhere, and they will be involved in every Star Wars thing from here to the end of the universe in some capacity. Because nobody has the balls to kill off R2-D2 or C-3PO.
Right. Then Ray hears Space Snake, and I said lion in the thorn. First Order shows up. Ray walks off. And the crew gets that the ship is up and running. Like, dude, this is so scattery, like non-Star Wars. Usually in Star Wars, there's never a plan, but it's not chaotic.
Yeah, this one's all over the place.
It's more anarchy, but not chaotic.
I agree.
If that makes sense. Chewie gets arrested again. With the debt, like how many times is he going to get arrested in this trilogy?
Well, I mean, yeah, this is, yes, yeah. I don't get that. Like he never got anywhere close to anything like that before. It felt like seemingly, but now all of a sudden it's every other movie. He's,
I mean, the last time he got arrested like that and taken upon a destroyer, he was with Han, and Han shot at Darth Vader.
I mean, technically, didn't he get taken custody of at Cloud City?
I mean, Destroyer. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about in Cloud City.
Yeah.
He got and then from there they went on to the Destroyer. Ray takes on Kylo's fighter with the lightsaber.
Fun. I liked it.
That was cool.
Yeah, super great.
And of course, he survives the crash.
Yeah, visually the whole thing was pleasing.
He's Kylo Ren, beefcake of the Sith. You know what takes First Order in Kylo's life.
Ray takes on Kylo's fighter and of course wins. Ray holds back the ship with the Force, and Kylo's trying to get it from her, and then boom, big thing of Force lightning blows up the ship. Okay, whose Force lightning do you think that was? Rey's Force lightning?
Yes.
Okay. So now she's got, here's what starts to bother me. This is where it starts to fall apart.
Okay.
Because you have these hugely powerful people.
Huge. I mean, powers, huge.
But yet, like, the easiest things defeat them or beat them, and there's no it's fluid.
It's like, why did this work on a Tuesday but didn't work on a Wednesday? Kind of
right.
Thing. Yeah, I agree.
Fighters flying as Kylo lets Rey get away. Chewie's alive. She senses him. Gets put into interrogation 6. C-3PO says the inscription from the dagger they thought blew up because he's got it in his, and everyone all turns at him at the same time, you know. Oh, yeah. Well, at least I've got the image in my mind.
Yeah, yeah, they got the little guy working on him. He was cute.
Yeah, then there's another new droid, but it's a rescue.
Yeah.
The gang gets held up. Learns Poe is a spice runner, and he's in Dune too. So is that the same character? Ray kicks everyone's ass. They have to get they have to get the translation. C-3PO is asked, "What is he looking at?" And he responds, "Taking a last look at my friends."
That was a little sad. It was a little bit emotional. I forgot about that.
Dude, when I was in the movie theater, that line made me fucking cry. I gotta be honest.
Yeah, I like. It's like
C-3PO.
3PO.
Yeah, that one hit. That one hit.
Oh, for sure. Like, you know, C-3PO is everyone's friend, you know. And then C-3PO goes into Sith mode.
Yeah, that was weird. It was cool.
Sith-PO.
It was cool though. Like, it was different.
Then Finn is hitting on the female version of the Rocketeer, and they have a heartfelt conversation. And I wish they would have taken her mask off. You know, the outfit was cool.
Yeah, I agree.
You know, I liked it.
Well, we know what she looks like underneath the mask too. She's pretty cute. So,
and then 3PO talks in a different voice.
Yeah.
Only did he reveal what it said, but you heard C-3PO's real voice.
You might be right on this one.
You heard his voice pre history from a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. Okay, so let's see. Oh, crew comes to the destroyer thanks to Rocketeer giving them a coin. Like, everything was way too, oh, I've got this thing that gets me anywhere in the world that I want to go, and oh, here you go.
Right. Everything was too convenient.
Yeah. And then they aim for the First Order ship, and then it's flashback to episode 4 in my head, you know, at that time. In the hallways. The hallway scene, you know, with the trash compactor is very... Chewie, Poe, and Finn get captured again. You know, it's like, these guys, you know, they are capable. You know, especially Chewie. Like, at this point, Chewie's like, you know, 4-star general level, I would assume.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or whatever, you know, he would be one of the highest ranking people, I would think, at this point. Rey walks off all Obi-Wan episode 4.
Very much so.
Sees Vader's I mean, she even had the same turn in the look as she's going in the hallway. Sees Vader's melted helmet as well as the dagger.
I like that. I like both of those things. It's good.
Oh, yeah.
That's the kind of callback that works and gets people like, ooh.
Right. And then, you know, because she was searching around for shit. That made sense. She didn't find that. That's where she was going.
Right.
Kylo Force appears to Rey and tells her to see her parents. And her mother is, of course, dressed just like the Virgin Mary. And great actress. She's up for Sue Storm.
Really?
Fantastic Four. Yep.
Well, they better get that one right this time.
Yeah.
How many times we got to try to do this?
Right. They're rebooting the whole Marvel universe after Secret Wars.
I don't need another Captain America yet. I don't need another anything else yet. Let's just give it a pump the brakes. You've got the rights. Let people ask for it. Like, just pump the brakes and let's keep telling other stories. But anyways, there's a million other stories they could tell. Literally millions of other stories.
Right.
I don't need more of the same stuff again.
Right. Take a page out of James Gunn book. I mean, do something. They have hundreds and thousands of characters.
obviously off topic. How well did Guardians work? Before the movie, how many people actively knew who the Guardians were?
I did, but
Okay, but
the general public, no
that's
one.
that's my point. Find somebody else that people are going to
Right.
fall in love with. There
Right.
is a million, like,
Like, dude, one of the best superhero shows of all time is Doom Patrol.
okay, yeah.
Very satirical, off avant-garde, off the charts, fucking odd. But dude, it's so good.
I don't like Moon Knight. Moon Knight was fun.
What a great.
Like,
yeah.
Very fun show. Do I think it got the traction that it deserved? Probably not.
No,
I don't know if it.
I would say that's the best series Marvel's put out. As far as content matching the character.
Yeah, you're right. Like the likenesses, yes,
Right.
I agree. And Oscar Isaac, he was great. He is great in everything that he does for the most part.
And I was not a fan of his. I'll watch him, I'll tolerate him. Prior to Moon Knight. After Moonlight, I'm like, dude, what's he in next?
Right.
You know, like I've watched a bunch of his shit after that, just like, you know. But,
and Loki's not bad. Loki, so the Moon Knight's better, but Loki is not bad.
I love Loki.
Yeah. So
apart from the norm regular big characters that everyone's known for 70 years.
Right.
Moon Knight is a newer
obscure.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm looking for. But anyway, sorry, back to Star Wars. Sorry about our little intersect there.
Yeah, General Hux is told to terminate Finn, Poe, and Chewie by someone who plays a Loki in Loki season 1. And that's the general. Let's see. The screams she heard while holding the dagger turns out was her father being killed by the Jedi hunter due to Palpatine's orders. Then that's the guy with the weird face, no mouth.
Yep.
Hux reveals that he's the spy.
Yeah, I forgot about that. I forgot about that. Like, I totally forgot that entire storyline even existed.
Right.
And
then he goes, "Oh, Malfoy." He's like, "No, I didn't want you to win. I just don't want him to win."
Right.
Like, what an asshole. You know what I mean? Ray sends C-3PO off with weapons. It's all adding up now. What if the big bad in the next trilogy is C-3PO?
I don't think that would go over well, Vince. Just a little. I think the fan base would lose their mind.
Maybe.
But hey, why not?
Right.
And Ray we talked about this last time.
Maybe he's being
maybe
he's being manipulated by Jar Jar Binks.
Hang on a second. How long can Gungans live? Do we know how long they can actively live? Because if he shows up again, I'm going to look up the Gungan life expectancy just to make sure that I can't be life expectancy.
Life expectancy 349 years.
Oh shit!
No.
Wait, no. Okay, never mind. It's. I typed in gun and it's actually saying gun life expectancy. So that's 100 to 200 years. Anyways. Jar Binks life expectancy. Gungans only can live 65 years. Okay. Woo! We dodged a bullet there.
So you figure he was a teenager at the time, so
right. We dodged the bullet.
You know, we've got 25 years left, 30 years.
No, I mean, so let's see, Anakin would have been 8. Oh, I guess technically, no, 18. Anakin was like what, 15, or he was younger than that.
Oh, so he'd be coming to the end of his life, unless he prolongs his life through the use of the dark side.
Okay. If we get evil Jar Jar, I'm here for it. Okay. I will sit here and say I will watch that movie.
I'll tell you, George, that he was going to be the Phantom Menace.
60. Yeah, no, there's no way. He couldn't be alive still.
How did the Emperor? Oh, why did the Emperor or the Empire come for me? You have seen his power. You are a Palpatine. So basically, he informs Rey that she's a Palpatine. Or wait, Falcon shows up. Rey does the Force fly. Did you notice she Force flew like? But at least it looked better.
It did.
A la Leia. Nomads appear and they locate, and of course it's the location of something. Something in the. I'm sorry, I can't read my own writing. Oh, and then Barbu says Rey was the last hope.
That's always the last hope.
Oh my goodness!
If I remember correctly, there's a movie called, hang on, wait for it, The Last Hope.
Right. Finn meets more stormtrooper deserters. So there's a whole so everyone deserted the Empire, wasn't tracked down and slaughtered.
Yep.
For leaving. They're just, fuck it. No, they all would have been tracked down, and
100% they would have been tracked down.
Rey takes off in a skimmer across the ocean, so we have a new ship, and of course, here's our other naval thing, and I was like, "What the hell are they fighting at?" Oh, it's the Death Star remnants.
It's the Death Star 2, not the Death Star 1. It's the Death Star 2, because I actually was like, "This has got to be 2, right? It has to be 2." Which is cool though. I love the visual aspects of it. I thought that was beautiful, and I thought it was like clever. I mean, it's like, well, something would have happened to the Death Star,
right?
Like it would have gone somewhere, and I was into that. I mean, I guess my true question is, how close is that planet to Endor? Like, they got to be pretty close. They can't be too far away from each other,
right,
for it to land there. Like that, right? It wasn't that where
it could have been off. It doesn't take much if something's moving in space.
Yeah,
go on. Who knows? But I thought it was cool with the ocean waves like around all that stuff.
It was great. And
Rey is now mysteriously in some type of mechanical ruins of an old Death Star. Is I right? Open sesame, and the door magically opens for Rey.
Right.
She finds a holocron.
Well, I liked the visuals of that scene because it kind of like brought back the fight from 6. The actual end, quote unquote, of the Emperor and Darth. Like, I loved, like, they panned over and you got to see like where the chair was. It was like, to me, like, that's the kind of stuff is if we're like checking boxes of nostalgia.
Window, fucking
perfect. That, to me, that was perfect.
Then Kylo Ren appears. The dark side is in our nature. Surrender to it. Leia senses something, and Maz Kanata is there giving wisdom.
Yep. We don't have to understand that one. We just that's kind of, we nod our heads.
That's an edit faux pas or something. I have no idea what the hell happened. Rey and Kylo fight on the wreckage in rough ocean waters. Kylo hears Leia before taking the killing blow on Rey, and then gets Han soloed.
How do we feel about that whole thing? The ghost of both of them. How do we feel about that?
I always thought Han, the reason why he didn't like the Force is because he was Force sensitive and probably was too old to be trained. Because everyone's too old to be trained. So he was probably Force sensitive the entire time. That's what made him such a good smuggler. And to hook up all these people at the same time. So I think he had some type of something.
Yeah. And I was cool with it. It was more like,
remember, he was an orphan.
Yeah. I'm wondering if, because the vibes I got off of Harrison Ford on this one were much better than 7.
He seemed more open to everything, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was relaxed because he never had to play Han Solo ever again.
Yeah, but I'm thinking he thought he was done at 7. I don't think 9 was done at all. I think they had no idea what 9 was going to be by the time 7 was
think he did that because Carrie Fisher passed away and they had to do something there.
That's fair.
But yeah, so Leia winds up dying like her mother before her. And she dies of a broken heart, basically, is what happens. And then Chewie grieves.
Oh, that cry.
More for Leia than for Han.
The Chewie
grieving
cry is it's a vibe. It's a vibe.
Like if they would have done that scene and C-3PO next, like 1, 2, like that everyone would have been crying in buckets.
You're right.
Han Solo appears to Ben, tells him, Kylo Ren's dead. Ben Solo's alive. Dad, I know, but,
Yeah.
And then Kylo Ren throws the lightsaber away, which he had the ground wire on the outside, which I don't understand that. But.
I also don't understand. I mean, like, I get getting rid of it, but like, you knew what you were about to go and do, and you may or may not need that. Like, I understand the symbolism aspect, but it's like I'm thinking as a guy who's like, I may or may not need this awesome weapon to fight somebody. And so
like when they gave him these bigger powers, like why do you need the lightsaber if you can like crush and destroy a ship leaving orbit?
Right? Why do you need a?
And now everyone is going to X a gal. Rey returns to Luke's Jedi island and is about to throw the lightsaber into the fire. And the ghost of Luke Skywalker catches it as he walks out of the flames. I like that shot. His hair was a little bit too long for, didn't look right. But
yeah, a little rugged.
A Jedi's weapon deserves to be shown respect. So they answer the thing of him throwing, they got one apology in out of 100, Luke admits he was wrong. Then they show Leia's training with Luke.
That was cute.
Yeah, because you think the other person's the other person.
Right.
Yeah.
I like that a lot.
And then Luke tells her she has everything they need, and he raises his she said Luke says you have everything you need, and then he raises the X-wing fighter out of from the depths of the ocean.
That thing's been submerged quite a bit.
Oh, totally!
It's amazing that it still.
I was like, man, that's gonna fucking smell.
Yeah, a little bit. I think it still smells from Dagobah the first time.
It's gonna be mold. Yeah, exactly. What I really liked is Luke looked right into the fucking camera lens, dude, and smiled. Like, at least he got one moment to thank everybody who was watching the movies. That was his 1 second. C-3PO is mind wiped again. R2 brings, oh, hi, I'm C-3PO. Cyborg human relations. What? You know me, we're friends. Oh, and then R2.
Yep.
It was I don't get it. Rey lands and the TIE fighters, Finn and Ren get into a.
Well, I mean, hang on. You don't get it. I get it if we're going off of your theory here. Like, if we think that he's got some evil in him and we set him back to all the years where he wasn't, we're burying that down deeper. Right. So that's better for your story. So.
Well, sure. But there was also something that happened prior that if he could do that then, he should have done that earlier.
True. Fair.
In a different.
Well, he was. I mean, R2 wasn't there. R2. It was BB-8 and C-3PO, wasn't it? I don't think R2 was there the whole time. R2 was with Leia.
Right, but I'm talking back a couple of movies. There was
fair. Okay. Fair.
But then that also brings into the fact that R2-D2 is the
ringleader.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. The will. So then we have Space Horsies. Space Horsies riding on a spaceship. Come on. That's my actual note. Rey sees Palp's throne room.
Long have I waited.
Who are all the guys? Who are all his fans?
It's Palpatine.
Huh?
Yeah. Who are all these creepy little guys sitting in that room waiting for this?
The cult of Palpatine? Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Like, what was that?
Right. Where did that come from?
Like, it seems like they should have been out there creating mischief, like in general, versus sitting in a dark, probably not well ventilated from the vibes that I got room.
Right.
Like, it just, I don't know. That
They're
now,
all sitting there
were they the people that helped
watching
make the fleet?
space porn or something, you know.
Well, are they the people that made the fleet of all those ships?
It's like the cult of Palpatine. Nothing's ever explained really.
Yeah, see,
He's
that's
on the outer rim.
I got a problem with that when it comes to storytelling.
Totally.
You should be able to tell a story and give some background without it taking forever.
Right.
Like he could have said, "I'm here with my army of."
It could have been a
Shipbuilders.
mural on a wall. It
Okay.
could have been like, you know what I mean? 2 sentences.
Even better.
Earlier
Even
in the
better.
movie. Oh, the blah blah blah. Oh yeah, Palpatine's been working with the the so and so in the outer rim. We knew he was in the outer rim. Obviously, it's populated.
Yeah, I need
But it
more
felt like
stuff
a rim
like
job to me, Brian.
that. I could tell.
Kylo lands and rushes in to help Rey. Now, a lot of this is just repetitive nonsense, filling up time. Kylo takes on the First Order wannabe, or the First Order guys, and Palpatine tries to turn Rey as she force sends the lightsaber behind her back to Kylo Ren. Come on, man. Rey battles the Emperor's guards. Now there's 2 blue lightsabers, and their bond basically fuels the life force into Palpy, and he's taken all their power. So, and you see,
cool.
Yeah, you see his fingers like starting to heal and stuff.
I like that.
But I don't know. Millennium Falcon with Lando and Chewie saved the day, of course.
He was not wearing Han's outfit this time.
Right. Yeah, because he was able to. Yeah, this was years later, and he got to go to a store.
He secured his own threads.
Yeah. Force lightning from the Emperor fuels him, or fucks them all up. Rey hears all the Force ghosts talking,
That was fun.
that we've heard over the years, Let's see, Palpatine Force lighting versus Rey's lightsaber. So here's this, thing. Here she's one arm against this Force lightning that can't take on Rey's fucking lightsaber, but every man in a ship will fucking die.
Right.
Within 200 miles of this Force lightning.
Right.
Come on, man. That's toxic. That's some toxic female shit going on there. Rey hears all the Force ghosts. Rey destroys Palpatine with the power. Dude, I didn't like the Emperor in this movie at all. He didn't look anything like Palpatine. The makeup was off. It would have been more believable if he looked anything similar to him.
I would have probably done. Who was it? Was it Snoke who had like
Dude,
a little bit of a fucked up face?
That whole thing, was to me was like Hellraiser.
Well, no, but like Snoke had like a piece of his jaw missing and shit like that.
Yeah.
That's how the Emperor should have looked, in my opinion.
Yeah,
after all of this,
more Freddy Krueger-ish. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So Rey drops sabers and falls to her knees, and then after winning against Palpatine, Kylo finds Rey's lifeless body.
Well, hey, Kylo fell. We can't forget about that. Went down.
Oh, that's right. He fell,
and
then he grabbed onto the chains.
Right.
Then he was also kicked down later and returns his life debt by giving his essence to her via the Force.
Yep.
She says, "Ben," and then they swap spit. And then he laughs before he dies. He's like, "I knew you'd kiss me."
It kind of, I don't want to say pisses me off, but like we could have gotten another. It would have been kind of fun to see Ben and her in a movie.
That would have been, to me, that would have been the right choice.
it would have been fun. I think it would have gotten a lot of traction. I mean, you could have killed him then. You know, it could have given him a
Because
movie.
then he truly would have followed in the footsteps of his grandfather,
Right.
and surpassed him had he had lived.
Which is why I think they should have done that.
Yeah, and then create balance to the force through their two kids because they were the most powerful together, and it hasn't happened in ages. Then Moskatana finally gives Chewbacca his medal. Like when I saw that in the movie theater, I was like, yes. Because how many times did I bring that up during our podcast that Chewie never got his goddamn medal? And did he get Han's medal, or is this a medal for what he just did?
I would assume it. I think it's probably Han's because Han probably sold it.
Right. Right. Yeah. Where you from, kid? Well, let's find out. And then Finn and Rey and Poe hug. Rey goes back to Tatooine with BB-8. Lands at Luke's old house. Like, come on, man. Like, is it free house, free rent kind of a deal? Yeah, slides down the sand like she'd started in the first movie. That was a nice callback. She buries the lightsabers together, which is interesting.
It is.
Because that'll be for her twins that she's going to have.
Probably. Yeah.
In that kiss, they probably force sexed.
Yeah, possible.
And the force, is now going to create twins, which will be their, her new trilogy. And then now she has a yellow blade.
I like that.
That was cool. And hey, Google, what does a yellow Jedi blade mean? Because the colors have meanings to what sect.
A Jedi Centennial, a Jedi who's owned his or her skills in a balance of combat and scholarly pursuits.
Okay. All right, so a monk, basically.
Yeah.
Okay, so she could be
Temple Guardians used yellow lightsabers.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
All right, and then this old lady comes across, and it's like, it's been vacant here for so long. Now, here's where they fucked up. They could have totally blown the audience's mind if that lady had walked up and she's like, "Oh, Rey Skywalker," and she goes, "My name's Shmi."
Fair. You're right. You're not wrong.
None of that had to have happened.
I kind of wish she said Palpatine.
You know what I mean? Because that's like, as soon as I saw her, I'm like, she looks just like fucking Shmi. Remember, it's not you. It's Shmi. And she's like, "Oh, this has been vacant for so long. Who are you?" Dude, the longest pause ever in movie history. "I'm Rey." Rey Skywalker.
Yeah, that was a little bit.
She stands in the double sunset with BB-8. Cool shot.
Yeah. Callback shot. Good shot.
Roll the Star Wars theme. So, out of all the movies, what's your favorite?
I mean, it's probably Strikes Back or Return of the Jedi. I don't know that I can say any other ones.
Those are my two favorites.
I would say out of these movies, the back ends are so 3 and 9 are probably my favorite of the newer ones.
I'm with you on 3. 9.
Well, it's either 7 or 9.
They worked Luke in a better way, but it's such a mess of a film.
Yeah, that's fair.
I mean, I don't really care for the last 3 movies.
Yeah, I mean, the last 3, it's either 7 or 9. To me, 8 was beyond god awful.
I was very upset the way that they treated Luke Skywalker, but that's my own damn problem.
No, I feel the same way.
My idea, but but what they're doing with him on the television side is pretty interesting. So,
yeah, I mean, you could have handled Luke better. Unfortunately, like I do think that they had more plans for Leia. Obviously, and
sure.
her.
Well, Leia, film 3 was supposed to be Leia's film.
Yeah, I think Carrie obviously
the
passing.
First one was Han's, the second one was Luke's, the third one was supposed to be Leia's.
Yeah, and that checks out.
Yeah, but you got these 2 filmmakers got a hold of it, and everyone's like, "Stop!"
Yeah,
but Finn said he'd come back.
Yeah, I believe that. I think Oscar Isaac would come back. I
don't think Oscar Isaac's coming back.
No. Really? You don't think he would?
Mm-mm. He's like, maybe if I need a new house, another house or something, but I don't see myself going back to Star Wars. Who knows?
Yeah,
money talks. Character in Star Wars was that great anyway.
No, but he would be somebody that people would be like, "Oh, what happened to him?"
Right.
So to me, we'll see where it ends up going. I mean, are they're for sure making 10, 11, 12 in some capacity?
From what? Well, there's a couple of trilogies that are being developed, but we'll see. Kevin Feige even has a Star Wars film in development, but haven't heard anything.
We'll see how that goes. He's seemingly fallen on rougher times these days with what he's shooting with the.
Well, I mean, he almost left and went to DC. Like
that would have been a disaster
5 years ago, and then something else happened. But I think he might be angling for the waiting for Kathleen Kennedy to end her tenure, and they reboot the Marvel universe, and then he walks down the lot and goes to Lucasfilm.
Yeah, 2027, Daisy Ridley, Star Wars New Jedi Order in development.
Yep.
I guess we'll see.
Awesome.
Well, hopefully it's way past Jar Jar's chance to be alive, so we're good.
Right. The episodes of Jar Jar Binks.
Yeah, that's where I'm going to cross. That crosses the line for me right there.
That would be like your torture, like from what was that one movie? Something Orange, Clockwork Orange.
I have never seen that movie. Swear to God.
Wow. Okay. So they've got these guys, and they've got their eyes open, and they're like they're like torturing them by watching the news.
Okay.
But that would be like your torture if you were in that movie. It would be like the Adventures of Jar Jar Binks looped.
No, just like Jar Jar swimming and walking through the forest is really all you need. And then him like talking to trees and plants. That I would be gone. I would never come back.
Miso wants smoothie.
No, God, no.
Please. But yeah, a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. But all right. So next week, we're gonna take one break in our Star Wars. We're gonna do I, Frankenstein, and then we'll go to Rogue One, and then we'll have other things. There's a lot of if you notice, there's a lot of sci-fi movies growing up that are placed seasonally. They're all like huge sci-fi movies.
Yeah. So
we'll be watching a bunch of those throughout the holiday season. And
well, we have to do Star Trek too. So
absolutely, that's coming.
Yeah, right. It's coming. All my shit, all my toys will be up here right next to me. So.
All right. Well, I'm V, and that's not Jason. That's Brian. And
yes, I am Brian Gang.
Right. And that has been another edition of Sci-Fi. And as always, may the fun be with you.
See you guys. Thank you.
Later.